Blake and Ryan have not been seen, obviously, ever since Justin Baldoni launched his massive response.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey.
I did not foresee that they would go right back into the belly of the beast that we are all trying to see. They wanted to be seen. They wanted their photos to be publicized. And that's exactly what they did. They decided to hit the red carpet.
How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Find this to be funny. And I would say the first thing is because, Ryan, you are forgetting this case is supposed to be about sexual abuse. You have told us that your wife suffered a form of sexual harassment.
The controversy surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds has become a significant topic of discussion, not just among their fans, but also within the larger entertainment industry. What started as a legal dispute has spiraled into a much broader conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood, the role of social media in shaping public perception, and the diminishing ability of celebrities to control their own narratives. This in-depth analysis explores the key aspects of the controversy, the reactions it has generated, and the larger implications it holds for the entertainment industry. The shift in public perception of celebrities. One of the most striking aspects of this controversy is how drastically the public's attitude towards celebrity narratives has changed. In the past, A-list actors like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds could rely on their charm, industry influence, and carefully curated public image to manage any negative press. However, the digital age has brought about a significant shift in how audiences consume and evaluate information. People are no longer willing to accept the narratives handed to them by Hollywood elites without questioning their validity. This shift has been evident in the way social media has enabled ordinary people to dissect, analyze, and challenge mainstream media stories. In the case of Lively and Reynolds, their attempts to navigate the controversy with traditional PR strategies, such as carefully timed media appearances and calculated silence from key allies, have failed to quell the growing skepticism. Instead of accepting their version of events, the public has become more determined than ever to uncover the truth behind the scandal. How social media changed the game. The role of social media in shaping public opinion cannot be understated. In the past, Hollywood maintained a firm grip on its narratives through controlled interviews, press statements, and insider relationships with mainstream media outlets. However, the advent of social media platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok has disrupted this control, providing the public with a space to challenge and fact-check official statements. This has played a crucial role in the unraveling of Blake and Ryan's carefully constructed public personas. As allegations and inconsistencies in their lawsuit surfaced, internet users were quick to investigate and highlight contradictions. This collective scrutiny led to a growing consensus that something was amiss, and instead of quelling the controversy, every new revelation seemed to add fuel to the fire. Moreover, the internet has become the ultimate truth serum. Once people are exposed to information that contradicts the mainstream narrative, they are unlikely to revert to blind adoration. This has forced Hollywood to acknowledge that audiences are more informed and skeptical than ever before, making it increasingly difficult to control the story through traditional media tactics. The allegations and legal battle. At the center of this controversy is a legal dispute that has raised several red flags. The lawsuit, which initially seemed poised to favor Lively and Reynolds, has come under scrutiny for its inconsistencies and lack of concrete evidence. Many observers have pointed out missing details, redacted HR complaints, and a seemingly desperate attempt to regain control of their public image through high-profile media appearances, including an appearance on Saturday Night Live. One of the most pressing questions that has emerged is why some of the most significant claims in the lawsuit remain vague. If the evidence was truly as damning as the couple suggested, why had it taken so long to present it? Why were the accusations built more on insinuation than on irrefutable proof? Instead of strengthening their case, the lawsuit's amendment only served to reinforce public suspicion that this was more of a PR maneuver than a genuine legal battle. As the legal process dragged on, it became increasingly clear that the couple was struggling to control the damage. What started as a lawsuit intended to clear their names had instead become a symbol of Hollywood's larger problems with influence and manipulation. Taylor Swift's strategic silence. Another intriguing element of this controversy is the conspicuous silence of Taylor Swift, one of Blake Lively's closest friends and most influential allies. Throughout her career, Swift has been vocal about issues she deems important, often using her platform to take a stand on social and political matters. Given her history of speaking out, her decision to remain silent in the face of this controversy has has raised eyebrows. There are several theories about why Swift has chosen to stay out of the fray. Some believe it is a strategic PR move designed to avoid associating herself with a controversy that could damage her brand. Others speculate that Swift may have seen the same evidence the public has been analyzing and realized that defending Lively and Reynolds would do more harm than good. Whatever the reason, her silence speaks volumes. As one of the most powerful celebrities in the world, Swift had the ability to shift public perception with a single statement. The fact that she has chosen not to speak suggests that she may know more than she is letting on. If she had truly believed in Blake and Ryan's innocence, wouldn't she have publicly supported them? Instead, her distance from the controversy has only fueled speculation that she may be quietly distancing herself to protect her own reputation. Hollywood's power dynamics exposed. Beyond the specifics of this case, the controversy has drawn attention to the broader issue of power and influence in Hollywood. For years, the industry has operated under the illusion that success is based on talent and hard work. However, this scandal has pulled back the curtain, revealing that connections, alliances, and strategic manipulation often play a far greater role in determining who thrives and who is pushed aside. Many in the industry are now asking, how many careers have been quietly destroyed by the same tactics that Blake and Ryan allegedly used against Justin Baldoni? How many writers, actors, and directors have been denied opportunities simply because they didn't have the right connections? These questions have sparked a larger conversation about the nature of power in Hollywood and the need for greater transparency and accountability. For the first time in a long time, the public is pushing back against the carefully controlled narratives that have long defined the industry. The realization that a select few have the power to rewrite the rules in their favor has led to growing demands for change. Whether Hollywood is ready to confront these issues remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the old rules are no longer working the way they once did. The decline of Hollywood's influence over public opinion. Perhaps the most significant takeaway from this controversy is the realization that Hollywood is losing its ability to shape public perception. For decades, the entertainment industry operated under the assumption that it could dictate the narrative, controlling what the public saw and believed. However, the rise of social media and independent investigative journalism has shattered this illusion. As more people question the motives behind celebrity-driven narratives, the industry is being forced to reckon with a new reality. Ignoring backlash is no longer an option, and simply relying on media influence to control the story is proving ineffective. This shift in public sentiment represents a major turning point for Hollywood, one that could have lasting consequences for how the industry operates moving forward. The long-term impact on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Even if Lively and Reynolds managed to escape serious legal consequences, their reputations have been permanently damaged. No matter how many interviews they give or how many endorsements they secure, they will always be remembered as the couple who tried to manipulate the system and got caught. More importantly, their scandal has contributed to a broader skepticism toward Hollywood's power structures. The public is now more cautious about believing celebrity-driven narratives and more willing to scrutinize the motives behind public accusations. This shift in perception will make it increasingly difficult for celebrities to rely on old PR tactics to navigate controversies in the future. The recent controversies surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds has not only put their public image in jeopardy, but has also sparked deeper conversations about the unchecked power wielded by Hollywood elites. As their narrative crumbles under scrutiny, the case has become more than just a scandal about two celebrities. It has become emblematic of a larger shift in how the public perceives power, accountability, and truth in the entertainment industry. But to fully understand the significance of this moment, it's important to examine similar controversies in Hollywood's past, where high-profile figures attempted to control the narrative, only to have the truth emerge in unexpected ways. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, a case of changing public perception. One of the most infamous Hollywood scandals in recent history is the legal battle between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. When Heard accused Depp of domestic abuse, the public initially sided with her, as the #MeToo movement had created an environment where survivors were finally being believed. However, as more evidence surfaced, including recordings of Heard admitting to physical altercations, the narrative shifted dramatically. Depp's countersuit in the defamation trial revealed inconsistencies in Heard's claims, leading to a complete reversal in public sentiment. The parallels with Lively and Reynolds' current predicament are striking. In both cases, initial media coverage favored one side, only for social media and independent investigations to challenge the mainstream narrative. Just as Depp's supporters used online platforms to present counter-evidence, critics of Lively and Reynolds are using the internet to scrutinize their actions, exposing contradictions and questionable PR PR tactics. The key takeaway is that Hollywood's power to shape public perception is no longer absolute. Social media has democratized the conversation, making it harder for carefully curated images to withstand deep scrutiny. Ellen DeGeneres, the collapse of a manufactured persona. Ellen DeGeneres built her career on the image of being the kindest woman in Hollywood. Her talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, positioned her as an approachable, relatable figure who championed kindness and positivity. However, in 2020, multiple reports emerged from former employees accusing her of fostering a toxic work environment marked by bullying, intimidation, and mistreatment. Much like Lively and Reynolds, DeGeneres initially relied on silence and strategic PR efforts to navigate the crisis. However, as more employees spoke out, the backlash intensified, leading to a dramatic fall from grace. Her show was ultimately canceled, and her once untouchable reputation was permanently tarnished. The lesson here is that Hollywood figures who build their brands on a specific image, whether it's kindness, honesty, or integrity, are particularly vulnerable when contradictions arise. Lively and Reynolds have long been seen as Hollywood's golden couple, known for their humor and philanthropy. But as allegations of manipulation and media control surface, their carefully crafted image is beginning to unravel in a way that eerily mirrors DeGeneres' downfall. Will Smith's Oscar slap, the instant collapse of a legacy. The 2022 Academy Awards will forever be remembered for Will Smith's infamous slap of Chris Rock. Smith had spent decades cultivating a reputation as one of the most likable and respectable figures in Hollywood, but in a matter of seconds, that image was shattered. The aftermath of the slap followed a familiar pattern: initial shock, PR damage control, and then a slow realization that the public was no longer willing to overlook certain behaviors just because of a celebrity status. Smith's attempts to justify his actions were met with mixed reactions, and while his career has somewhat recovered, the incident permanently altered the way audiences perceive him. Similarly, Lively and Reynolds are facing a reckoning where their industry influence is no longer shielding them from accountability. The public has grown increasingly critical of celebrities who attempt to control the narrative, and much like Smith, they are learning that reputation management is far more challenging in the age of social media. James Charles and the downfall of influencer culture. In 2019, beauty influencer James Charles faced one of the biggest scandals in YouTube history when fellow influencer Tati Westbrook accused him of manipulation and inappropriate behavior. The fallout was swift. Charles lost millions of subscribers overnight, brands cut ties, and his once thriving career seemed to be on the verge of collapse. However, within weeks, Charles released a video presenting evidence that disproved many of Westbrook's claims. The backlash then turned against Westbrook, and the scandal highlighted just how volatile public opinion can be in the digital age. Lively and Reynolds' situation bears similarities in that they are also caught in a battle where perception is constantly shifting. Their initial confidence in controlling the narrative is being challenged by an audience that is no longer willing to accept celebrity-driven versions of events without scrutiny. Just as Charles eventually managed to regain some of his credibility, Lively and Reynolds may attempt a similar comeback, but whether the public will be as forgiving remains uncertain. Taylor Swift's strategic silence, a calculated move? One of the most intriguing aspects of the current controversy is the silence of Taylor Swift. Known for her willingness to speak out on important issues, Swift's decision to stay quiet despite her close friendship with Lively has raised questions. Historically, Swift has been involved in numerous media battles, from her feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian to her legal struggles for music ownership. In each instance, she has carefully curated her response to align with public sentiment. Her silence in this case could suggest that she recognizes the potential damage of associating with Lively and Reynolds at this moment. If Swift, one of the most media-savvy celebrities in the world, is choosing to distance herself, it raises even more doubts about the couple's credibility. The larger implications: a shifting power dynamic in Hollywood. The Lively-Reynolds scandal is not just about them, it's about the broader changes happening in Hollywood. For decades, the industry thrived on a system where a select few controlled the narrative, using PR firms, media connections, and legal teams to shape public perception. But as social media continues to erode these traditional power structures, audiences are no longer as easily swayed by carefully constructed images. The public's increasing skepticism towards Hollywood elites has led to more figures being held accountable. Whether it's the #MeToo movement exposing systemic abuse, the scrutiny of nepotism in the industry, or the backlash against against performative activism, audiences are demanding more authenticity from celebrities. Lively and Reynolds, who have benefited from Hollywood's old rules for years, are now facing the consequences of a changing landscape. Conclusion: a new era for celebrity accountability. The fallout from this controversy has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, serving as a stark reminder that the public is no longer willing to be spoon-fed, carefully curated narratives. The internet has given people the tools to investigate, question, and challenge the stories they are told, making it harder for celebrities and industry elites to manipulate public perception. For Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, this controversy may mark the beginning of a long and difficult road to reputation repair. For the rest of Hollywood, it is a wake-up call. The rules have changed, and those who fail to adapt may find themselves facing the same scrutiny and accountability that has now become the norm in the digital age.